Beijing has been playing a very long game. For decades, they've been buying Iranian oil on the cheap, redesigning a Middle East in their image, watching America bleed itself dry in endless wars that literally went nowhere, and quietly assuming that one day they would inherit the world. Beijing is watching 40 to 50% of its oil supply get cut off at the Strait of Hormuz, and the United States just quietly walked through the other door, signing a major defense cooperation partnership with Indonesia that puts American eyes and assets directly on the Strait of Malacca, Beijing's single most important choke point. Iran's rial, their currency, had already lost 60% of its value before Operation Epic Fury even began. Food inflation had surged to 105% year over year. Unemployment was running at 30 to 40% in real terms. The regime had already issued its largest ever currency denomination, a 10 million rial note, just a month after putting a 5 million rial note into circulation because the money is so pathetically worthless. And then Trump saw their hand and raised them infinity. U.S. naval forces officially and effectively blockaded Iran. We blockaded their blockade. The Gulf accounts for over 90% of Iran's trade. Saudi Arabia's overland east to west pipelines that are fully operational, extending through the Red Sea. So the Gulf states have diversified their economies. America's a net energy exporter. Iran has none of those alternatives. Take a look at this. This came out today. China's export growth collapsed to just 2.5% in March. That's down from a 22% surge in January and February. That is a catastrophic deceleration. Gasoline prices in China have already jumped 11% since the war began. That price surge is now hitting tens of millions of jobs, particularly in China's chemical and refining industries. But now they can't. And they can't because Trump has just made a single move that may have permanently checkmated Beijing on the international stage for the rest of the century and beyond. Wait until you see this. Here's the masterstroke that most people are missing entirely. While the world was watching Hormuz, the Trump administration quietly walked through another door. On April 13th, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth signed a major defense cooperation partnership with Indonesia. The deal includes expanded joint training, deployed sensors, integrated American surveillance technology, joint special forces training, and co-development of next-generation maritime and subsurface autonomous systems. The Strait of Malacca is a narrow sea lane between the Malay Peninsula and Sumatra, connecting the Indian Ocean with the South China Sea, and approximately 23 million barrels of oil pass through it every single day. Now, that's 29% of all global seaborne oil trade. And nearly half of those shipments go where? You guessed it, to China. The Iran war has exposed that China is simultaneously immensely dependent on the U.S. market for its export-led growth model and immensely dependent on imported energy that transits waterways the United States now effectively controls. The golden age that you made happen in November 2024 is playing four-dimensional chess that is changing the world right before our very eyes for generations to come.